Good morning, guys. It's Kelly and Crystal, and we are here to share some Learn to Blog information with you. And we are so sorry that we missed you last week, but we're so grateful that y'all have been, that y'all were patient with us and waited till we could get another day going. I had so much fun on Good Morning Texas, and we did DIY Halloween costumes. If you didn't get to see that, I'll share the link with you. Anyway, today we're going to talk all about getting ready for holiday traffic, changes that are coming or that have come for Pinterest, etc. So we get ready for that. We've got a lot to share with you in a very limited amount of time. An hour just isn't long enough. Anyway, Kelly's like, an hour is long enough. So I am Crystal Van Tassel, Dallas mom blogger at crystalandcomp.com, where I blog about mommy resources and solutions. You'll find lots of information about homeschooling. Specifically, I'm talking a lot right now about preschool and elementary school stuff. We share easy recipes, DIY crafts. If you want to make homemade laundry detergent, I can tell you how. I can tell you how to teach a kid to read, whatever. So check me out over there at crystalandcomp.com. And every week we come to you with a new hangout here on, well, we used to every week. Now we're at every other week with a new Learn to Blog topic. And we also offer classes and consulting and all kinds of stuff. And we've just got an amazing, loyal following of you guys who trust our methods and believe in what we teach you. So, all right, Miss Kelly, if you want to introduce yourself, I'm going to put my lower third on while you're doing that.
Hi, guys. I'm Kelly, and I'm stressed. I blog at threeboysandadog.com, and I had to stumble over that. That's how stressed I am, Crystal. I couldn't even think of my blog name. Okay, threeboysandadog.com. I blog about homeschooling and homemaking tips for busy folks. I've been blogging since November 2006, and yeah, that's me. I'm sorry. I seriously have a lot going on.
Well, tell us. Tell us what a lot is. Tell us what you're doing.
So in addition to homeschooling and still working on this house from the flood, we have bought another house because, you know, I just don't have enough to do. So we just bought a huge, huge house, 5,196 square feet of living space, plus a 2-car garage on about 1.5 acres of land, and the thing is falling apart. Seriously, I don't think there's a wall anywhere that doesn't have a hole in it. There's no flooring. All the ceilings have to be redone. The roof has to be redone. There are 30 windows in the place, and all of them are broken. There are 5 exterior doors, and they're all busted. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. So we're trying to get into this house before Christmas. Yeah. So it's a little hectic, to say the least.
But it's going to be good. And you're going to blog about it.
And I am blogging about it. I actually have a post on there right now that says introducing Miller Manor or something, and it has a really, really, really bad video walkthrough and a couple pictures. But we're hoping that we get the boards off the broken windows this week, and when that's done, that'll lighten it up a lot in there, and I can go in and do another one. So that's where we are.
But that is super exciting. Like, I can't wait to see how it all goes.
And of course, yeah. And so the days where the contractor or the cabinet guy or the plumber or the electrician or the well guy, because we have to have a well, or the power company because we had to have a temporary pole. So on the days or hours that there's not somebody there doing that, I've been shopping. And I've dropped so much money. We have to have sinks and tubs and faucets, and I mean, it's totally gutted. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to see how it all goes. I think it's going to be super fun. What?
I got a baker's rack at Goodwill, perfect condition, Crystal, for like $14.
I believe that Goodwill, you can find some amazing stuff there. I believe it. The very desk that I'm sitting at right now, we got at Goodwill for $25, and it's wood, beautiful, sturdy, perfect. I know. Well, I can't wait to see your blog posts and the progress, and maybe Lenny and I'll make a trip to Alabama and he can do your heating and air conditioning, and it'll be fun. I can't wait to see it. I think it's going to be good. So anyway, We are talking today all about getting your blog ready for the holidays, and Kelly's like, Crystal, I have no idea what we're talking about.
But you know, now I do. Now I'm excited because now I'm thinking about all the things that I'm doing. Because when the holidays get here, especially when Thanksgiving gets here, we have a week off. And my week is going to be spent at the house, at the new house. So how am I preparing my blog for that week? So I guess it works out really well. So yeah, you lead and I will keep cutting you off and talking over you.
That's perfect. That's how we work best. There's a fly or something in here. And Kelly says I look green. I'm sure that it has something to do with the orange shirt, and I changed out one of the light bulbs, and I guess it's too soft, but all the rest are like lights, so I don't know why it's why I look green. But anyway, if I do, sorry, I'm not ill. I'm well. So, how are you guys getting your blogs ready for the holidays, as in Thanksgiving and Christmas? This is what you guys need to remember is this is the end of the year, okay? These last 3 months are when the advertising companies say, we have all of this money left, we need to push it out into ads. So, you know, the beginning of the year, January, February, March, they're holding on to their advertising money. And then April, May, June, they're letting a little bit more go. July, August, September, and then October, November, December is where it's like, all right, we have, you know, $100,000 left for this campaign. Let's push it out in ads, or whatever the dollar amount is. So we need to get ready for that, and we need to get ready for that traffic. And Halloween is this Friday. You still have a few days to continue pushing that information out on social media and, you know, promoting it. I still have one more DIY costume I'm sharing just for last minute. You can make it in 20 minutes. It's simple. And maybe it'll save someone from having to go and buy a costume. So let's talk about that and how we're going to prepare for the holidays. So number one, I also want to talk about the fact that if you have not been affected yet by the changes with Pinterest, you will be affected soon. And right now, you may not see a difference in your traffic so much because old pins are doing well. Old pins have their momentum. It's the new pins that you're sharing and the new content that you're sharing that does not have momentum. And it's hard to get traction on them. And this is all part of the new smart feed thing that they're doing. So for those of you who are mad or irritated or frustrated that this has happened, we've been telling you for 80 weeks that this is going to happen at some point because, you know, Twitter used to be the community that everybody got traffic from, and then Facebook was the community that people got traffic from. StumbleUpon was a great resource for some people for a period of time. The longer you blog, the more things change. We tell you that all the time. And it's exactly the same thing with Pinterest. So now Pinterest has applied some algorithms, and if you are pinning, my Pinterest method used to be, okay, I could go in and pin a new craft, and in 2 days I could have, I mean, there was one time where within a couple of days I had 2,000 repins. That is not the story anymore because Pinterest does not want you pinning the same thing to multiple boards within a short period of time because you're spamming. So they have algorithms that are catching all of that now. So you may pin something and it's been a week and you only have 200 repins for new content, and that's going to be the norm until we figure out how these algorithms, how to counteract them or how to make the best of them. So right now what I'm doing is I am taking pins. You know, before I would take a pin and I would clone it using Viral Tag, and I would clone it 10 times plus. And I would space my pins out 45 minutes to maybe 2 hours apart, and I would pin it to multiple boards that it applied to, and I got great traffic that way. It worked for me. I understand that that doesn't work for everybody, but it worked amazing for me. Well, now you do that, and you're going to be seen as spam for doing that, and Pinterest is not going to like it at all. So they want at least a minimum of 24 hours in between the same pin being pinned to multiple boards. So thank goodness we have programs like Viral Tag that can allow us to do that. But all I'm doing is I'm taking a pin. If I have new content, I clone it where I have 7 pins total, and it goes out once a day, every 24 hours. So I schedule it for 1,440 minutes apart for each one, and that new pin then goes out to, it only goes to a total of 7 boards. And then I'm working with my tribe, and I'm doing the same thing for their content, and I'm hoping that they're doing the same thing for my content. You really need to be focusing on using your tribe to get that content out there. Also, watch your analytics and see which pins are bringing you the most repin traffic, because that momentum is really important right now. And that's the same thing that's working on Facebook, guys, is momentum. I've been telling you guys that. You have to work off of your momentum to grow your Facebook. And now Pinterest is applying some of those same algorithms. So my point is, I want you to go into your analytics and see through acquisitions which posts are bringing you the most repins. And then on Mondays, when we have over in the Learn to Blog Facebook group, when we have the opportunity for everybody to repin, you are getting others to repin a pin that already has momentum, and that is going to be very important for the future of Pinterest right now based on the changes that they've made. Kelly, is there anything you want to add to that? Look, now what are we talking about today? We're talking about
Pinterest momentum, Facebook momentum. Okay, good job.
No, it was Pinterest momentum. That is like Facebook momentum. You haven't been affected by the changes. Let me tell you, Kelly, I have the new version of Viral Tag now, and well, it's not that, because my traffic isn't suffering. Pinterest is still one of my top 3, and it's because of what I just said. It's because the momentum on the old posts are good, and we're going to be able to ride off of that for a while. But you know, look at the things that we're putting out that are new content. It's hard to get that momentum going for them. But Pinterest is still my top 3 refers each day, but right now Google most days is beating it out, and I am happy with that, because we want to diversify. We want to make sure that our traffic is coming from multiple places. Now more than ever, you need to be paying attention to your analytics, and you don't want all of your eggs in the Pinterest basket. We've been telling you guys that. So, you know, just understand that we've ridden the wave of amazing Pinterest stuff, and now we have to start figuring out how to be smarter than the program. So what do you want to add to that, Kelly?
No, you're right. I mean, I talked about the Pentacalypse before. We knew it was coming. We knew. We've just been waiting for it to happen. And in the meantime, we've been riding the wave while it was there. I rode the Twitter wave while it was there. I believe it'll come back, because they do. But, yeah.
Well, it's going to be about people really figuring out. It's just like with Facebook and with the other programs. You have to figure out how to beat the algorithm, or what the algorithm consists of and how it's affecting us. And luckily, we are in there are millions of bloggers, and there is a good chunk of those bloggers that use Pinterest for traffic. So you know they're going to be working their tails off to figure out, how do I get back this traffic that I've lost? And so, you know, word will get out there, and their tips will be shared with their friends, and they'll want to look like an expert, and at some point they'll share their tips too. And in the meantime, we're all going to be working hard to figure out what's working and what's not working, and that's why Kelly and I are so transparent with you. We're not figuring this stuff out and keeping it to ourselves. We're sharing it with you, because we want for you to be successful too. So as we all learn things by studying and researching, we need to be sharing that with one another over in the Facebook group, over on the forum, etc. So just keep that in mind. All right, Kelly, tell me, what are you doing for the last little bit of Thanksgiving, of Halloween traffic? Because it's you know, it's almost over, but we're still getting some good traffic. We're still focusing on fall traffic, and now, I mean, I see people already doing Christmas stuff. So it's time. It's time to start getting that content out there. So what are you doing right now to prepare for Thanksgiving? I'm not pushing anything Christmas yet, and I'm barely starting to push Thanksgiving stuff, because I don't want to push too much of that. You know, I want my readers to enjoy the Halloween season and the early fall season. So what are you doing?
Okay, so I'm doing what I do every year. I'm doing what I do every season. I start out Halloween with a roundup of the things that I already have and things that other bloggers already have. And then I'll start pushing out new content up until about now. And then over the next few days, I'll be pushing out new roundups. So last-minute Halloween worksheets, last-minute Halloween crafts, last-minute Halloween decor, what to do with all the Halloween candy that you get, all that kind of stuff. And I'm starting my Thanksgiving. So I'll do probably, and like Crystal, I probably won't do any Thanksgiving actual new posts until after Halloween. I should, but I just don't like to. And I don't like to do Christmas really until after Thanksgiving. I'll start my gift guides and stuff, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, roundup, new content, roundup.
Yep, and it is really important that you guys are using your landing pages and watching your Webmaster Tools. And hopefully, you know, the only thing with Webmaster Tools is you are not going to know what your Thanksgiving referral traffic is until we get closer to Thanksgiving, because Webmaster Tools only goes back for 3 months. But that's why we talked to you about keeping track of last year's content. We have to keep up with that. You can download it. You can write it out on your calendar, write it up in a blog post and save it just so that you have it. Whatever method works for you, you need to be tracking that. I will tell you that the last year I have gotten very comfortable with Webmaster Tools, and that was because Kelly forced me to. And then in the last 9 months to 6 to 9 months, I have worked very hard to create content based on what my Webmaster Tools is telling me. So it is the main place that I go to figure out what I'm writing about and how I can maximize that momentum that's already created. So you've got to start using it. You got to start now and pay attention to that. Pay attention to I go in and look at my Pinterest feed and my Pinterest source, and even though I have the new updated version of Viral Tag, which I assume everyone will eventually get it, I don't think Kelly has it yet. But
I'm not updating. I mean, that's like the whole new version of Skype that came out like a year ago. I refuse to update my Skype because I do not want that new version.
And you know what? That new version is why I have so many issues with Skype. But I'll tell you what happened was, on my newer laptop, when I updated Viral Tag on it, it updated it on my other computer. So I kind of shot myself in the foot. I didn't want the updated version, and I was very upset because now it's so different. It won't let you repin your source. It's really finicky about how it lets you do things. But if you can't repin your source, what you can do is go into your source and see what people are pinning from you and see that that's the popular traffic or content right now, and find ways how can I expand on that? How can I create new content off of that? How can I incorporate that into a landing page for Thanksgiving things? Landing pages are so important. They really are. We need to figure out we need to have an SEO plan and figure out what our words are that we're working on, but you need to be coupling that with landing pages and with steady content. So if you, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate what Crystal just said because it was kind of mixed in there, and I want to be sure that you guys got that. That is so smart, Crystal. I've never thought of doing that. Go to your Pinterest
Did you just say I was smart? Did you just say I was smart?
You want me to write it down?
Is that what just happened here?
I did. It's so smart. Why have I never considered that?
Go ahead.
And if I've considered it, I've totally forgotten it because that just sounded so new and interesting to me. So Pinterest.com/source/ whatever your site is, without the www, without the http. So blah 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 source/3boysandadog.com, and that will tell me all the things that have been pinned on my site recently. So go to your Pinterest source and see what people are pinning to create roundups and landing pages from that. Super smart. Why have I never thought of that? You're so smart, Crystal.
I am going to get myself a smart crown, and I'm going to start wearing it. But no, let me tell you, and you know what forced me? So here's the thing. When things change like Viral Tag and Pinterest, we're forced to think outside the box and think of new ways. And so when my source loads now and I can't repin it, I am mad. I am so mad that this has happened. But I have to find a way around it. And so it's forcing me to click through to my content so that I can schedule some pins for it manually. I say manually, I'm still using Viral Tag, but it's just more work. And so now I can see, I will go into my analytics and I will see what's popular right now. I have these Letter of the Week crafts. And, you know, everybody has a different method on how they teach their kids the alphabet. And I have preschool classes that are using my stuff. I have moms at home. You know, it's all over the spectrum or all over the board. So everybody has a different method. And some people are teaching the first 8 letters, which is like M and R and T, and it's an A. And it's the letters, it's like the top 8 letters that you can use to create the most words. Everybody has a different method. So I'm constantly watching my stats, my live stats. So for a Monday, I look and see right now live what is popular. Wow, the P and the M and I would think that it would be the K, because that's where we should be right now if you started learning the alphabet in August when school started back. But I'm seeing the methods that my readers are using and what posts are popular. So now I need to figure out, okay, how can I go and create a collection of posts that are all about the letter P? How can I go and expand on and find another thing to do for the letter P? You know, how can I repin all of this, and what boards do I need to repin to? And, you know, now I'm interested in maybe creating a board that's just about teaching the alphabet instead of Letter of the Week. Now I have a new board that's about teaching the alphabet, so I'm pinning all of the letter P activities that I have to that board. Think outside the box and see how you can work around the new things that are going on in social media and in blogging and Google and whatever, and how can you push that content that's currently obviously wanted right now because your readers are reading it. You see it in your real time. You see it at the end of the day. You see it in your Webmaster Tools. That's yelling at you to do something with it. And that's just those are kind of the methods that I'm using right now. Kelly thinks I have no methods, but I do.
I do not think you have no methods. That's not true at all. I just think your method is different than my method. Mm-hmm. So Herschel says, so is it worth it for me to post new Halloween posts up until Halloween so that I'm prepared with old content for next year? Absolutely. In fact, I would even post on Halloween Day. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because there are moms like me who all of a sudden say, oh my gosh, it's Halloween. Today's Halloween. Okay, so I need some Halloween printables, and I have no idea what costume my kid's wearing, and I don't even have any candy, so what places have them on sale? And, you know, I keep saying I want to decorate for Halloween, so maybe I need to know what stores have them on sale so I can buy that junk and have it ready for next year, so maybe next year I'll be a really good mom and I won't forget that it's Halloween. So then I go look on Facebook and Twitter and Pinterest and whatever, and those new posts are going to pop up. Or I go read my my blog loving feed. Absolutely, you need to post new content or round up content, but you need to post content all the way up until the day.
And
like every holiday.
Here's another thing. Yeah, I mean, I create content because I'm a last minute person, and I work better under stress, and, you know, so the last minute I'm like, oh, I need some printables or activities for this, and people want that content, and there's a lot of people like me and Kelly who are doing things at the last minute. But something else to think about is when you're doing your roundups, I read this recently and over the weekend, and it makes great sense. Right now when you're doing your roundup, do not include all of your pictures in your collage. Include a very limited number of pictures. Like if your collage is, 50 things, which we're really getting towards bigger numbers. People want collages that are big numbers, like 100 things, even though they're never going to do 100 things. They want a big number. So, you know, maybe you have, for a list of 50, you share 5 of the pictures. Now they are forced to click through to see the rest of the post instead of just pinning it on Pinterest. So that's just something really simple to think about, which I've always only included, you know, maybe 5% of my pictures or 10% of my pictures on my collage for the roundup, or at least in the last year I have. But I found a post last year that was 12 toilet paper rolls for Thanksgiving, super cute, but I included all 12 pictures in the collage. So people weren't as encouraged to click through to see what the other 50 were, or to see what that collection was that they didn't get to see. So just start thinking about those kinds of things and how you can, we have to figure out ways to get readers to our site, and that just is going to require thinking outside the box in a lot of ways. Okay, Kelly, we're almost halfway through our hangout. I have a gnat in here that's driving me nuts. Okay, well, how else do you want to talk about preparing for holiday traffic? All right, I'll take over.
Okay. Sorry, my husband is supposed to be at the hog auction. He's supposed to be there with my oldest boy, preparing the hog in the hog area and all for the auction. And he just put a picture on Instagram that's from Saturday, where my middle boy was at the robotics thing, and so I was looking at it. It was the first time I've seen the picture. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm busy, Crystal. Oh my God. When did my football player, mathlete, decide he wanted to be a pig farmer, and my middle school dancer decide he wanted to do robotics team, in addition to the other things that they do?
Yeah. Listen, real quick, I want to share something let me change the screen back to me. I want to share some comments that are coming over on the comment thread. Cassie says she loves using Pinterest Source because it tells her.
Where do you see them?
In the feed.
They're not there for me.
Well, I guess Google Plus loves me more.
Herschel's the last one I see, 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, there's a bunch of comments. So Kathy says she loves using Pinterest Source because it tells her what people are looking for, and she uses it to share those items on Facebook. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, that is so true. So guys, when you're looking at the things that you need to be sharing, I have been working so hard on Facebook. I have been spending as much of my time on Facebook as I'm spending on creating new content. I am figuring this stuff out, and so she's exactly right. That is so true. I've done that just in the last few weeks, where you see what is on your source and what people are pinning, and now you're reminded, okay, my refrigerator cake, which that's not, okay, let's say my crock pot ravioli recipe is relevant. Again, it's doing well. It's getting lots of attention. People must be burnt out on cooking, and they need some quick and easy recipes. I need to share that on Facebook too. Or, oh, this week people are loving this. It needs to be shared on Facebook too. We have to be hitting every community because we have different kinds of readers. We have readers that count on us for Pinterest updates. We have readers that count on us and follow what we're sharing based on what's on Facebook. We have people who sign to our to our RSS feed, and then we have people that do it all. But we have to be hitting each of those people and feeding, and each of those communities serve a different purpose. Someone recently said, should I have an Instagram account, or should I have something else? I forget what the other thing was. And they're both important. Every one of these communities serves a different purpose. There is a blogger who writes about homeschooling who I talked to her a couple of weeks ago, maybe it's been a month ago, and one of her top refers was Instagram. And I love that. I love that she's figuring out a way to use a program, because really Instagram is so much about sharing. What our readers want over there is to see our real life. Like, not that what we're sharing on our blog is not our real life, but they're seeing that we're real people that go to the pumpkin patch. They see that we're real people that go to family functions and have a great time with our family, outside of just the content that we're sharing. So to know that she is utilizing Instagram, which is a platform that is hard, you only have one place to share a link, and that's your profile link. So you have to constantly be changing that link when you're sending people over. But my point is, guys, acknowledge that every one of these communities are communities that need our attention. And the methods that we use to promote ourselves on each of those is different, but use your analytics. Use your analytics from Pinterest, from Google Analytics, from whatever, to know how you can incorporate old content onto each of those platforms. Okay, Kelly, I'm done. Go ahead.
So you asked me earlier what I'm doing to prepare for the holidays. So, as I told Crystal, and I don't remember now because, my mind's just shot, so I can't remember if I told her during this hangout or if I told her before this hangout.
Mhm.
But,
But you told
but
me, and that's all that matters.
but I told you, so I could be repeating it to you guys, and I might not be. Um, okay, so with the house, we have a lot going on, and come Thanksgiving, my kids, my husband, has a week off. So I am not planning to be here very much. And I have no power, no internet, none of that stuff at the new house yet. So I can't work from the new place until we get ready to move in. That means I'm going to be spending a week there that's not going to be spent here. So some people go to, they go out of town for Thanksgiving, or they go on vacations for Thanksgiving, or they're cooking and baking and whatever the whole week for Thanksgiving. So while my situation is a little bit different than yours, the whole thing is you're not going to be spending as much time in front of your computer during that week as you would other weeks. So what I'm doing is I'm planning now. I am scheduling now. I'm creating posts for that week of Thanksgiving, and they're just sitting there in drafts, but I have my plan. I know exactly what post will be going live for that week. And once I get that week scheduled, then I'm going to do the same thing for the 2 weeks at Christmas. And I'm going to start getting those posts ready, getting them started so that I can easily go in and schedule them, so that I can get up at 5:30 in the morning and come in here and very easily finish up a post if it's not already scheduled, in like 15, 20 minutes, and schedule it out on Viral Tag and put it onto Facebook and all of that good stuff, so then I can walk away and I still have content going live on my site even though I'm not sitting here doing it.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be very beneficial for you right now as you're away. And I mean, we have to stay on top of our blogs. And when other things come up in our life, like buying a new house and having to remodel it, I mean, we have to be prepared. You have to have a plan. There is a certain amount of your blog that's going to continue on because we've created momentum over time for Thanksgiving traffic or whatever, but our readers are counting on steady content from us. And
well, besides that, like you just said, we will stay if you've been doing it for as long as we have, our traffic will stay at a pretty good number. I mean, for some people, it's still a pretty good number. For us, it would be really low. I mean, we would drop several thousand, I would think. I would drop several thousand page views a day if I just kind of let it go. Mm-hmm. But it wouldn't do it right away. It's not like I would say, okay, on Monday I spent all day Monday at the other house and didn't get anything done on my blog. Monday's traffic would not drop. But over time, my traffic would drop. Mm-hmm. So what would happen if I took a week off, that week would probably be okay. That next week, it's not going to be so great. Even if that next week I am producing new content, it's cyclical. And so I don't have any new content from this week to put into the Linky parties next week, and to put into Pinterest next week, and to put into Facebook next week. So there's nothing from that week, and my traffic will drop off, and then I'm going to have to bring it back up.
Right. And, guys, this is where the power of working with a tribe is so important, because my job, my part of being a tribe mate to Kelly is to help her through this and to push her content and to submit some guest posts, which is going to help me too, because I'm going to be getting some, exposure I'm going to be working a keyword. But that's part of what we're here for as a tribe mate. And so, I have a group of ladies that I do tribe work with, and we share 5 links a week. And, we promote each other throughout the week on all social media platforms for that. That is the perfect example. I think this is a mosquito that's flying around and not a gnat. I am really, really annoyed with it. Anyway, so just acknowledge that that's another reason why it is so important that we are working to build a tribe. Even if it is just a couple of members in your tribe right now and it eventually grows, then, that this season that Kelly's going through, where she is, her blog, this is do or die time. She has to be prepared. Having a tribe is what's really going to help her through that. Yes, this is a mosquito flying through here. I'm telling you, mosquitoes never die in Texas, which we're still 88 degrees right now. It's not, we're not having fall weather. We had a couple of days of it once, but the mosquitoes are not dying, and there's one in this room, and it's about to drive me nuts. Okay. What else do you want to talk about, Kelly, with preparing for, I've seen people already push out their Christmas content. We need to be thinking about doing that 6 weeks in advance. So it is time to start thinking about your Thanksgiving traffic. I have started pushing some of that on Facebook. I've definitely been pushing more of that on Pinterest. I feel like Pinterest is a community where I can share that earlier than I can on Facebook. Facebook people are very much like, why are you already sharing that? I haven't even had Halloween yet. Whatever. People can be very opinionated on Facebook, or on Pinterest, they're just happy to have it and they're saving it for a board for later. So just have that in mind and think about how you need to be pushing that old content out. How can you create a landing page, or not landing pages, but roundup posts for that old content? Start linking that old content up on Linky Parties. So that content that you did last year, you need to be linking it up on Linky Parties so that they can pin and they can get exposure for you. That's really important. So think outside of the box and think of ways that you can promote last year's content and previous year's content. Go ahead.
But you should check your Webmaster Tools. Because if I go check my Webmaster Tools right now, just for the past 30 days, I have 201 different queries containing the word Christmas.
Yep.
I have over 5,000 impressions containing the word Christmas just for the last month. People are searching for that stuff. One of them, the one that's really doing, or the two types that are doing the absolute best are movies. So different words using movies and different words using cookbooks, which makes sense. People are ordering the Christmas movies. They're ordering the Christmas cookbooks so that they can prepare, so that they have it in time for Christmas. So it makes perfect sense that those are the ones that are already showing up in October, or September to October.
Good idea.
You're checking it, aren't you?
No. I'm chatting with somebody. I'm sorry. I got a message. Somebody said they like my banner. It was actually Three Dinosaurs. Cassie, she messaged me. So I think the banner is part of why I'm turning green, because one of these lights is bouncing off of it, and then this orange shirt is causing a problem too. But so this is what happened. I did a video on a mascara that I'm promoting for a friend, and I did a video on how to apply it because I knew that would bring good search engine traffic. So here's how you can optimize when you're doing a review and a giveaway. Here is one way that you can optimize with that. We know that the search engines, the top two search engines are YouTube and Google, and YouTube owns Google, and the search engines love it when we can incorporate a video that has been correctly SEO optimized into a blog post about the same thing that has been correctly SEO optimized. So I did this video on how to apply the mascara because it's a two-wand process, and it's not your average mascara. And so it was the perfect opportunity to make a video, and then I could embed that into the post and work up my SEO. So my husband was watching the video back because it was kind of an awkward video to make because it's like, watch me put on mascara. And he says, that wall behind you is blank and it drives me nuts. So I had this old poster, or it's really a banner, a vinyl banner, from when I did a craft show 3 years ago and I was promoting Crystal & Cup. So he came in here and put it on the wall, and I love it. I think it looks great. What are you doing, Kelly? Why are you making that face?
Nothing.
Oh, you're making a face like this, like Elvis, like. No.
I'm sorry.
You must be reading something.
Who, me? I'm just chatting with somebody.
I'm just chatting with somebody else. Not
okay,
you.
Come on. What's next?
Okay, what's next? All right, so we've talked about pushing our content to
I have some questions.
Okay, go ahead. Lay them on me.
Jennifer says, Kelly, you mentioned Linky Parties. Do you all, sorry, I don't usually see you all. I'm in Alabama, so it took me a minute to see what that said.
Do y'all?
That's not a phrase I'm familiar with.
Do y'all? Go ahead.
Do you all have a list of Linky parties that you all like? Yes. Okay. Next question. Do you just pick one post per week to share on Linkies of your older content? Yes. Okay, that was easy. Okay, no, seriously, Jennifer. We
I am sitting here like, you are not seriously going to leave her hanging. Yes. Yes, I blog. Yes, I do well. Next question. Okay, answer her question.
So we have a whole hangout. Crystal actually did a whole hangout on Linky parties, but I just real quick. So you can go to learntobloghangouts.com. News start here, and you can find the Linky party hangout to watch. But I do. We each have a list, and in fact, in the VIP forum, I think we have a list of Linky parties. I do 9 posts, or approximately 9 posts every single week out into the Linky parties, because I do 3 different types of posts. So on the recipe, I do recipes, so those 3 go on to recipe Linkies. I do homeschooling printables or homeschooling tips, and those 3 go on to the homeschooling type Linkies. And then I do just kind of parenting resource in general posts, like how to get my 2-year-old to sleep by himself, or how boys learn, or blogger tips or whatever, and those just go into kind of the standard Linkies. Most of them tell you how many you can do. So some of the ones that are generic and you can do any kind of posts, my seat is clacking. If they say that you can only put this many posts in their Linky, like maybe it's 4. A lot of times it's 4 or 3, but I'll have my Linky lady actually does it. I pay somebody to do it, and she'll pull 1 from each of those types, so that I have a homeschooling post go on, and a recipe post going on, and a parenting resource type post go on. So.
Yep. Linky parties are a great way to grow your traffic, and there's people that'll argue with you and say, oh, I don't get traffic anymore from Linky parties, but I'll tell you, as soon as you stop working Linky parties, you will see a decline in your Facebook and Pinterest, and potentially even Stumble traffic if you're getting Stumble upon traffic. So Linky parties are a great way, and yes, there is a hangout on it. And I tell you, the method that I use to grow from 10,000 page views a month to 30,000 page views a month, that was, 4 years ago or so, but we shared a video on it. Go watch it. And then we've got lists over in the forum, so in the paid version of the forum. Okay, next question, Kelly.
That's it. So then we have just some folks piping in with Lindsay. I'm really nervous. Come early December. I'm pregnant and due December 11th. Congratulations. So I'm already getting posts ready, scheduling pins and Facebook messages to promote those posts. So all I have to do is put the dates in once he arrives, and I'll still have content. Very good. Very, very good. Linda says that she hears her and that she's having LASIK surgery on November 4th. Oh my gosh, I wish I was having LASIK, which is much easier than having a baby, but it messes with your schedule. So see, we all have lots of stuff coming up. And we have Christmas shopping to do, and like I said, we have holiday baking and candy making and things to do. So now is the time to get into the habit of getting some of those drafts 90% done, so that all we have to do is do the final little touches and get it scheduled or posted. One way is to work in bulk, and I find that if I work in bulk, I can knock a ton more stuff out. So I'll sit down with 30, 45 minutes, and I will work on printables. When I'm in the printables making mood, I can work on printables for a while and then just save them. Another way is to go in and kind of make a template. So if I have a bunch of printables, my blog post follows basically the same concept. I explain what the printable does, why you want that printable, like, gross motor, fine motor, depending on what you're doing, letter recognition, whatever the thing is.
Scissor practice, writing practice, cutting practice, writing practice, whatever.
Right. So whatever it does, what the holiday is, if it's for example, if it's a Halloween printable, then I go to Amazon and I get 3 to 5 products that you could use with that printable. So if it's Halloween, I'll usually do a book. I'll usually do a Lego set if I can find it, because people love Lego sets. Just whatever. So I'll go ahead and grab those. I put those into my template. I go grab some of mine. I usually go grab a post from Crystal, a post from myself or my landing page, and a post from somebody else as more resources, and I set all that up. So now my template is ready, and that was done. So now when I go to those 5, 10, 15 printables that I've made, I can just take that same post template, plug in the necessary information, including the image and all that, and boom, I have a post done in like 10 minutes.
But understand that you want to make sure that you're not doing word for word the same. Like 35% or more of that post content needs to be different because Google will see it as spam. So go ahead and explain that, Kelly.
So yeah, I do my intro. My intro is totally different in every single one of them. In fact, my template says intro, image. Some more about this printable. That's exactly what my template says.
And see, here's how I do it different, because I get bored doing the same thing over and over. So once a week when I'm doing my handwriting practice and it's the new letter, I go in and copy and paste last week's post, pull it over, and then I go in and change the first 30%, change out my pictures, and change out any other verbiage that I want to change out, but I can't sit down and do 5 of them at one time. I will go crazy. I will be bored. I will not be creative. I will feel stuck. I hate doing it that way. But I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing a template, but I'm just using the last blog post as my template, and I'm not sitting down and knocking out 5 at a time because,
Yeah, I don't really either. So that's my template. So I go in and I create, I hold my little control button, add new, add new, add new. So I have 5. And I give them the title because I know what the printables are. At this point, I've already made all the printables. So each one gets the title, and I copy and paste that template into it that says intro, image, some more about this printable, and then my extra stuff, my other links, my Amazon things, whatever. And I go do that to each one of them. And then I go in and I put my picture in, or I make my pictures, and then I go put my pictures in. So my title is already there. And as it gets time, if I'm in the mood, I go ahead and start scheduling them out. But a lot of times that doesn't work either. So it gets saved. When it's Tuesday or Thursday, I pull in one of those drafts. I add my intro. I add my some more about this printable. Boom, it's done.
And here's something else I want you guys to think about. You are ahead of the game right now. So, you're cutting it close with Thanksgiving, but for Christmas, you're definitely ahead of the game. We are way more than 6 weeks out. But just because we're not 6 weeks out for Thanksgiving doesn't mean that you don't need to be focused on some Thanksgiving stuff. So here's what you need to do. If you're already getting your content that is coming through, if you're already seeing Thanksgiving results in your Webmaster Tools, you need to figure out now what your plan is. You need to get your landing pages done, some roundups done, and have a plan for new content. And if you can't figure out what your keyword is and what your new content ideas are going to be, Kelly and I can help you do that. We do keyword analysis stuff for you using Brainstorm It. It costs you like $29 for us to do it, and we will have a list of 10 plus posts that you can create, and we can confirm that your keyword is that it is the right keyword to work on based on supply and demand and profitability. Just know that that's an option. Don't feel like you have to do it. If you have a method that's working for you, continue to do it. But there's people who say, I think this is a good keyword, but I don't know that I'm seeing the results I should see. We can help you through that. We can look that over for you and you will walk away with a list of, that's part of what we do in our class too, but you'll walk away with a list of 10 posts or more that you can create, because you need steady content created for whatever that keyword is that you're focusing on. And you really don't want to write about it. It's ideal if you can write about it once a week. Twice a week, you may be okay, you may be able to get away with it, but you don't want to burn out your readers, and you don't want to seem spammy to the search engines, like, why does she keep talking about this 5 times a week? So just putting that out there. Okay, Kelly, what else are you going to say?
And I do twice a week.
Mm-hmm. On some?
Huh?
On some?
On my holiday stuff, I do twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually do, and in fact I might even do more than that, but my homeschool holiday stuff I do twice a week. But here lately I've started doing one day is a printable and one day are books or movies or toys or, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of splitting it because I'm working on two different homeschooling keywords now, where I was just working on the printable
Right.
keyword.
Exactly. You've got different keywords that you're focused on. I understand that. I totally agree with that. And another thing that I want to remind you guys of, this is a holiday that I rarely focus on, and last year was the first year that I focused on it, and it totally caught me off guard, and it was the last minute before I did it. But New Year's stuff is big. So you've got Christmas, and then boom, it's New Year's, and people want party ideas. They want activities to do with kids. They want countdown ideas that you can do with kids, ways to decorate, party favors for the kids for New Year's. And it is a week after, I think it's roughly a week after, or exactly a week after Christmas.
Exactly, I think.
So you need to be thinking about that right now, too. Last year, it was Christmas before I thought, I need New Year's stuff. And I created some good stuff, but had I worked on it 6 weeks in advance, it would have done even better. So just remember that that's a holiday that you can be working on, too. And then, boom, we're at the first of the year, and it's time to have our plans in place. And are we going to work on, you know, how are we going to work on resolutions?
Black History Month is February. Valentine's, romance, rekindling the flame with your husband. All that stuff is huge in February.
Right. Well, in January, you've got saving money, losing weight, all the resolutions that people make.
Cleaning up.
Yeah, getting organized. How homeschoolers, that's when some of them are buying their new curriculum. So think about how you can bring value to people if that stuff fits in your niche. You need to start making lists of all of that stuff right now. You know, if you write about landscaping, how do you need to start? I'm thinking of Susan. How can you start preparing your yard for, what do I need to be doing in January to prepare my yard for, you know, for the spring, and what bulbs do I need to be planting, and, you know, how do I prune, and how do I do this? I don't even know if you do that in January, whatever. But you get my drift. Start thinking now about the things that we need to be preparing for. January will be here before we know it, and so much of what happens in January, we need to be hitting the ground running with resolutions, with organizing, with losing weight, with eating better, with eating at home, saving money. They want that content right away because they're making their resolutions. So start thinking about that too. Lifestyle bloggers, those are great things to write about. All right, Kelly, really, I mean, we have shared so much of what's been in our brain for the last couple of weeks, and we miss seeing you guys every week, but guys, it's getting a little hard for us because we are pulled in so many directions right now, and we have shared so much content with you for 80 weeks that if you have watched the videos and if you are applying what you're learning in the videos, then there is no reason why you shouldn't be making money right now. And if you're making money, then it's time to invest a little bit of that back into your blog and start growing, growing, growing. We're here to help you. We're here to help you make a plan. We want to watch you grow. I have loved seeing people that have gone through our class, and we've developed relationships, and we're friends with them now, and we chat with them, and we see, oh my goodness, you're growing even more, and just, we're invested in you guys. I want you to know that. We are invested in you. And we're not bloggers that are keeping our secrets to ourselves. We really, really, really want to help you grow. And honestly, we can do more together than we can do in silos. So I just want you guys to remember that and know that we're truly here for you. And we want you to have a great 2015. We want you to finish 2014 off with a bang. Understand that that revenue for ads is, you know, right now is when you're going to make probably more money on ad networks than you do throughout the whole year. So think of ways that you can optimize on that. All right, Kelly, any final thoughts?
Just don't forget, go into your Webmaster Tools and, you know, do some filters for Thanksgiving, do some filters for Christmas, do some filters for holiday, whatever it is, and see what you're ranking for and write the posts.
Lindsay asks real quick, hold on, I see a question refreshing. Please hold. Lindsay says, what is the turnaround time for the Google keyword support from you two ladies? If you want us to do your keywords, we can do them within a couple of days. So you just go in and, Kelly, will you share the link on where they can do that?
It's on Learn to Blog.
It's under consultation, I think.
I'm getting it.
But it's the keyword recommendation. Somebody else had asked us, they had asked over in the Facebook group, how they were creating a blog, a new blog, and they wanted for their URL to be something that was SEO rich, which is so smart. so smart. That's something I never thought about 8 years ago or 7 years ago or whenever I started this. So that's another situation where we can help you and go in and tell you exactly what keywords for your niche, what keyword phrase has a high demand, a low supply, and good money, and that will help you from the get-go with getting your traffic. Okay, Kelly, what are you going to say?
So I gave the link. The Buy Now button is below. Okay, so it says Website Critique, and then there's a Buy Now button, and then right immediately under that it says Webmaster Tools Evaluation. That Buy Now button is for the Website Critique. So after you read about it, then there's a Buy Now button.
Yep.
There's been some confusion with it. I need to fix it, but I haven't.
Sounds good. And I don't think Crystal Green shared the VIP forum. Thank you, Crystal. You're a lifesaver. Let's see. Oh, Linda said, thanks for being cheerleaders. Guys, that's what we're here for. And let me tell you, I'm going to put this in perspective for you. You guys are going to continue to grow. And right now we're helping you. At some point we're all going to be helping each other, okay? Seriously, put it into perspective like that. Because we have watched so many bloggers start off where they're smaller than us, and we share our methods, we teach them, we hold their hands, and some of them have passed us. And part of that's because we spend so much time in doing all of these other things that we're not spending as much time on our blogs as we did a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever. We still are spending tons of time on our blog. We're just not we're compromising sleep and whatnot. But we're all, yeah. And our husbands are like, we can't walk through the living room. Hello. Anyway, so just know that we are all in this together. We're here to cheer you on. And we want to be part of this journey with you. We're so excited for you. Okay, guys, so that's it. Kelly's got tons to do today. I have tons to do today. Do something great on your blog. We will see you. Now it'll be in a week. So a week from tomorrow, we'll be back with our next hangout. We had pre-identified a topic weeks ago. I'll have to check it. I don't remember what it was, but probably something goal-oriented. I don't remember. Do you remember, Kelly? No. All right. Excuse me. All right, guys. Go do something great on your blog. Have an amazing week, and we will see you next week. In the meantime, keep up with us over on Facebook in the free Facebook group. Join the forum. We are getting more stuff going over there, sharing all kinds of information. Right now, if you join, it's $7.99 a month, which is the cost of Netflix. And you will be able to take the information that we're sharing. Instantly, you'll be able to customize your AdSense. Instantly, you'll be able to start connecting with brands, with ad networks. We have so much stuff over there, and there's going to be even more that's shared over there. Send us messages if you've got ideas for future Hangouts that you want. Leave that information. We'll have a new class starting up. We're going to try to work in one more class before the end of the year. Don't know if it'll be a morning class or a night class, but there's already interest. We've already got people signing up. So we will cut it off at 10 people just because 10 seems to be the most that we can handle at a time, so that it still is very customized and personalized. All right. Y'all have a great week. See you later. Bye, Kelly.
Bye.
Bye.